Hi everyone, this is Michael with the general love reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This video was originally created with the time frame of the middle of June to the middle of July 2019 in mind. However, I do believe that these messages are timeless and that you should trust the information that comes through that resonates, regardless of when it actually reaches you. So this could be months or even years from now. You're also welcome to look at the other love readings or check out the general readings that are available on my channel. You can also use your other signs as well. I did mention Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Especially the Moon and Venus are very good ways of figuring out kind of what's going on in your love life, what's going on in your relationships. Before we actually begin, I do just want to disclaim that this is a general reading, meaning not all the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you. It is up to you to figure out what applies to your own life and what should be left behind for someone else. Some of these messages may also come in the reverse, so information that's coming in for your person might actually be your own energy and vice versa. Don't get too caught up on the astrology or the gender of the cards. And finally, these may not even necessarily be messages for your love life in terms of romance. It could also be revolving around a close friend, a family member, or even a coworker, or someone who's just very important to you. Or it could even be a message for someone else in your life. It might not even be for you directly at all. So just keep all of that in mind. Before we actually begin, I also want to thank all of you who have liked, shared, and subscribed to this channel. It helps this channel grow and really spreads these messages. It's absolutely amazing to be part of this tarot community where people are opening up and sharing their experiences in the comments. And it's really one of the sweetest online communities I've ever seen. People are so supportive and just, there's a good feeling of just relating to one another, and that's really beautiful, and it helps people realize that they're not going through situations alone. All of that being said, I'm going to actually kind of get into the pre-shuffle here. As I was tuning into your energy, Aries, I was feeling like you actually were going to be one of the good videos I was going to have for this month, and you have some very strong energy that's coming in. We had the Lovers pop out. What can we say? That's a beautiful card to have come up in a love reading. And you also had the Cosmic Egg that came out with the Scorpion. I use the Animal Spirit deck as well. These energies, it feels like a lot of you are really coming into a spiritual union here. I have to say that there is a spiritual union that you have either already entered into or you have already been involved with. Some of you, this may be coming, but it feels like there is this need to communicate directly here. You know, Scorpion is kind of small. It feels small compared to these energies, but it's like the little things that are really, you know, they have the sting to them. There's some kind of small differences here, but they really hurt and they're really painful. So it's important that you do actually talk things out, even though this energy is very big and it might feel comfortable to just kind of sweep things under the rug. It is going to come back to sting you later. So it's really important that you're dealing with this now. Of course, this could actually be what's coming up in your reading, so we're going to kind of shuffle and see what actually is coming up now. Some of you may also be involved with the Gemini. That is something I am seeing, or someone who has a lot of Gemini placements. And the Scorpion card obviously makes me think of Scorpio as well. Someone who can just kind of match your energy. It's almost like there's a competitiveness between the two of you. It feels playful. Someone might actually get hurt on accident from time to time with that Scorpion energy, but you know, it feels like that's okay. Because it's someone who can kind of match that competitive edge that you have. Let me see, what are the messages for love for Aries? Okay, I'm being told to shuffle. What are the messages for love for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? It really wanted me to shuffle a lot. Let's see. Okay, 2 more times. I am trying to go as fast as possible, but I think for this work, you really do have to just go at the pace that it wants you to go at. Let's see what we have. Nice. Okay, so for the overall energy, we do have the 6 of Swords here. There might actually be some sort of distance or travel that is taking place between the two of you. Someone may be... I'm almost getting the sense that this is someone... It feels like there's already distance here for a lot of you. This person, it feels like leaving energy. I have to be totally honest. It feels like there's just some sort of distance right now. I don't necessarily get the sense that this is something that's together. This doesn't necessarily need to be physical distance either. There could be just distant communication right now, kind of holding back. But I feel like whatever it is, there's this need to go on into calmer waters. You know, you're out of the worst of it. You're out of the hard part. Some of you may be leaving someone and going towards someone else. I gotta be honest. And if that's the case, if there was some sort of circumstance that kept you apart or split you up, I do feel like this is divine intervention, and it is important that you do trust this. I do feel like this just feels like there's space. There's just been space between the two of you. That's the most I'm getting out of this. I do have as kind of your worries and fears. We have this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Some of you are definitely dealing with an earth sign, so that could be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Especially, this could especially be a Capricorn, or this could be someone who is born in the 3rd decan of Sagittarius, so late Sagittarius, in the last 10 days of Sagittarius season. And this is someone you're worrying about a lot or thinking about a lot. This could also just be you. Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very long-term. She kind of plants the seeds for the future. She knows what it takes to kind of feed the kingdom, feed her people. And it seems like you have this doubt right now that whatever it is you're doing or whoever it is you're with, there's just not this long-term potential here. This is something that's definitely on your mind a lot. And I do feel like there is just this concern with stability in general for you. There seems to be a lot of movement here. And maybe this is causing you to feel a bit unsteady. You know, maybe this is the choppy waters. Again, I do feel like you are coming into something smoother, but right now you're still worried about it. It's coming up very mental for you. I do have, as your person's fears and worries, they have this 4 of Swords. This does tell me that there is a need to heal, there is a need to take rest. I feel like they're not getting enough rest. And I get the sense that there's just this restless is the word that keeps coming up, but it seems like more than just, it's not like a lack of sleep, it's just this person's very restless. They can't feel at peace. They can't get this peace right now. And they're very concerned about that. How do I find my peace? How do I find my stability? How do I make this work? Why is all of this happening? That's something I actually heard. Why is all of this happening to me? Again, this energy could be in the reverse, but this is coming up primarily as the other person for you, Aries. I do have, as a blockage for you, this 9 of Wands in reverse. Things are pretty... They're kind of heavy. I feel like you're really feeling exhausted. This is kind of something you're both sharing right now. There's this fatigue, it's like being bested by something. Being bested by a circumstance. You're feeling very beat down, weary. There's definitely a need for rest. Maybe you did both move together. You moved onto something together, but it feels like something that was supposed to bring you closer or bring you happiness, it just ended up pulling you farther apart from that. I do feel like for some of you there is this sense of letting go of something. And you know, we have 2 nines here. There is a completion that's happening with this 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this person's blockage, there is just the stepping out of their comfort zone. They're afraid to do this. They're afraid to leave something comfortable. They're afraid to leave something behind. Maybe you're the one who's moving on. And maybe you're the one leaving this person behind because you know there's something else out here for you. There's something that you need to be going towards. And perhaps this is this person, this connection we were touching into in the beginning. There does really feel like there's a big connection that's happening. But at the time of this recording, we are going to be having an eclipse at the start of July, and that does usually require a big shift, a big change, and oftentimes that does mean the end of relationships, that does mean the end of something, and it can just bring up a lot of intense and heavy energy in general. Even if it doesn't cause a relationship to end, it definitely can bring up a lot of strain, and it usually changes some sort of pattern or dynamic. I do see as kind of the likely course of action for your person, there is this 10 of Swords in the reverse. I do feel like they are coming out of a lot of anguish. They are coming out of kind of a difficult time. It's gonna, this healing process, they're working on a healing process right now. And this feels very slow, very gradual. There is kind of a sense of betrayal here. I gotta be honest. I almost wonder if you accidentally hurt them. And I think they're also having a hard time putting something to rest. Putting something to rest. That was something that was coming up here with this card too. There needs to be something that they have to put to rest, and they're not able to do it. And I do feel like that may be tied to your relationship, that could be tied to something else. I do feel like your recommended course of action here, we do have this Page of Pentacles. There is this need to learn, this need to broaden your horizons, to study, to reflect here. This card is very reflective. This deck is very reflective. And when I look at this pentacle and this card specifically, it actually reminds me of a mirror, which is kind of an interesting take for the Page of Pentacles. There's actually a lot of self-reflection that is going on here. And I feel like you're really trying to figure out what it is you want to do, what it is you want to learn about, where it is you're going next. And, you know, it does actually seem that there is this one relationship that's kind of ending, or there is something you are leaving behind. You may be going towards someone, but that has to kind of be with what you want to, how you want to grow, what it is you want to learn about, what it is you want to do, or how it is you want to advance. I feel like you could be reaching out to someone as well, especially if this person is an earth sign. I do have this King of Pentacles here as an outcome. This is actually a really good outcome. Even though things are feeling pretty hard, I don't think anyone's being left unscathed by this eclipse, as I just mentioned earlier. But I do feel like you're coming into a lot of stability, you're coming into a lot of abundance. This King of Pentacles here is someone who is very much able to be a provider. This could be you, or it could be someone you are meeting, especially, again, if this is an earth sign, someone who is a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. I'm actually getting, you know, some Capricorn energy here, as well as, I'm sorry, not Capricorn. This is actually Taurus energy It could also be a third decan Aries, someone born in the last 10 days of Aries season. So this could be you. I feel like you're coming into a lot of power, you're coming into a lot of stability, and this is a very slow moving element, the earth element. I feel like things are kind of shifting right now, and it might feel like an earthquake. But I feel like trusting in this is very important, trusting in this person, and trusting in yourself. I'm curious to see what the animal cards have. I feel like this has kind of just been... You are coming into something much more stable. It feels like for some of you, that is going to be with someone you're involved with, but it does feel like there may be someone new coming into the picture. I do have, with this animal card, we have the shark, which again goes back to the very beginning of this reading. We were talking about direct communication. With shark, you're kind of seeing signs of something. You're seeing a fin out of the water, and it's something that you do need to address. There are red flags that you need to address here. There's conversations that need to be had, and there's this sense of something or someone circling around you. You can kind of feel their energy. There's just this tension in the room, and it's very important that you do address it, that you don't let things kind of just blow up in your face. And I do feel like by communicating and by being open, by being direct, and kind of being open here, I feel like you're actually moving into something that's very stable. I am noticing at the bottom of the deck as well, we have this Justice card. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra. I do feel like there is also this sense of justice being served. There does need to be a head over heart decision that is being made, that needs to be made here. And someone just needs to, both sides need to be very open right now, very direct. But I do feel like you are going to be finding your balance. You are going to be finding your equilibrium. I feel like for those of you who might be going through a divorce, if this is what this is referencing, I do feel like things are going to be ending in your favor. Justice will be served. However, that applies to this situation. This does also speak of karma. So the way that you deal with all of this tension is very much going to affect you in your own life as well. So it's very important. Whatever you are putting out is kind of what gets returned to you right now. And it's important that you are very direct. You don't need to be aggressive, but you do need to be honest. And that's very important for you right now, Aries, because it seems like whatever this spiritual connection that you are coming into is, however this is going to manifest for you, that requires you to be very much in your authenticity, in your alignment, and that is sometimes very uncomfortable. These spiritual relationships can really bring us out of our comfort zone. So it is important that you are speaking with your authority. I do hope that this was helpful for you, Aries. I am not getting any more messages for you right now. Definitely hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what is going on for all of you. I'm very curious. This seems like very intense energy. Of course, you are, again, welcome to check out some of the other videos on this channel for your other placements, or maybe check out the general video, the general monthly video. Or you can book a personal reading with me or a Reiki session if you feel like you might need a little tune-up with what you're going through. I have all of that information in the description box down below. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Bye, Aries.